Hey guys, welcome back to Psychology Time. I don't know if you can hear, but I'm still sick. There were no videos whatsoever last week, as you can tell, and I'm late this week for the video. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I was not feeling well. In fact, I had to take a day off school, which I almost never do, and I wound up having to play a little game of catch up on my homework. So, then coupled with a couple tests. So, reasons, excuses, right? So, I'm sorry. The video is back. I don't have any notes for this time. I won't be editing and I won't be adding music. I'm still sick. This is all you're getting from me. This week we're going to be talking about stress, which is something that everyone experiences in different levels and in different ways. I'm going to talk to you about things that can stress you out, and ways to deal with it, and the reasons why you should deal with it. Because there are reasons. So, firstly, what can stress you out? Just about everything. Some of the more surprising ones are your spouse. Your spouse can stress you out. Now, if you're in one of those relationships where it's common where you guys fight, that makes sense. But even when you're in a really happy relationship, your spouse can still stress you out. It doesn't have to be excessive, but it just adds on to it a little. You know, trying to make sure that you get there for that date night and that you don't forget that your anniversary is this day and that you have flowers to get them on this day and all this. And some days you just don't want to. You don't want to be social. You just want to curl up on the couch in a pair of sweatpants and say, not today. Well, that can add to stress. Work obviously adds to stress. Work very obviously adds to stress, buildup of work to do and deadlines to meet and quality that has to be met. Sometimes even pets can stress you out. Yes, pets. The lovable, wonderful friends of ours that fill our hearts with joy. Our pets can stress us out. I know from experience that my cats occasionally stress me out. I have 3 of them. There's one now. Yes, they do cause me stress. I love them to death. They're like my best friends. They're so adorable. But I hate walking through the house during the dark because they like to run around and attack my feet. So that's just a nightmare of stress right before bed. I don't need that in my life. Obviously, how you feel about yourself can stress you out. Whether you're like, I need to lose weight, or I need to keep this figure, or I'm too tan, or I'm too pale. All these things can stress you out. But what can you do about stress? Well, there's a number of things. Sometimes the things that cause us stress also help relieve stress, like our pets. As I told you, I was sick the past week. I curled up on the couch, feeling just terrible. And one of the cats came over and he laid with me, and it made me feel a lot better. I don't know, pets are lovable. They're nice to have. So that relieves some of my stress. Another way to relieve stress is keeping up with hobbies. Hobbies are a good way to get rid of stress. Whether you like knitting, or you do crafts, or you read, or you watch TV as a hobby. Netflix counts. Whatever you do as a hobby, it relieves some stress. Of course, sometimes hobbies cause stress because you feel like you're wasting too much of your time and not getting enough work done. It's strange, isn't it? but hobbies tend to relieve a bit of stress. Working out can actually relieve stress because it releases happy chemicals in your brain. So, working out can help. Some people are not a fan of working out. Everyone's different. One surefire way to relieve stress, at least in my opinion, is to talk to someone. When you tell someone about how you're feeling and what's been on your mind lately, it seems that it's a lot easier to bear, and the problems don't seem as big. Now, of course, you have to find someone reliable who's willing to listen to you. But when you've done that, sit down, have a nice conversation over some snacks and some drinks, and just vent about all the things that you've been stressed about. You will feel better. You will. And there's also millions of different ways to do this to relieve stress. Each one is per individual, what you like, who you hang out with. Some people, to relieve stress, they're all by themselves. They just hide away. Everyone's different. Now, why should you relieve stress? Stress is, we all know what stress is, the concept of it. But we don't really think about the ways that it affects us. One of the ways is we easily feel overwhelmed, and that destroys our productivity. You ever had a couple assignments due in class, or a couple projects that you have to finish for work? Or maybe you just scheduled too many out nights with the guys or the girls, and you're just feeling swamped. You should relieve some stress and try and tackle the tasks at hand. One of my biggest suggestions to anyone that has ever come to me with stress is one step at a time. Is the most overused line in the book. I'm sorry, but I always give context. You can't plan ahead for everything. You can't. I mean, you can, but it won't work out. It almost never works out. So, take the task at hand, the one that's you got to do right now, and you get it done. And then when that's done, you move on to the next one. Soon, the task will be finished, and you can go back to your normal routine. It just takes some motivation, a little elbow grease, and some hope, and you will get through it. Another thing, stress is not just emotionally or psychologically, it's also physical. There's a lot of physical aspects to stress. You feel tired all the time. You're more irritable. Mood swings, if you're a woman, it could throw off your cycle. Just these little things. Just little things that are causing stress, they add up. So you need to release them. You need to vent. You need to let go. And you can't bottle these things up. That's the worst thing you can do, is to bottle anything up. Never. It's not helpful for you. It's not helpful for the people you love. It's not helpful for your career or your education. It's not. It's just not. So, open up to somebody, or relax, take a me day. Just take it one day at a time. Get what needs to be done. But don't bottle it up. Nothing good has ever come of bottling it up. Ever. Don't keep it all to yourself. Share some. Share some with the rest of us. We care. We all care. And if you don't think you have anyone who cares, you can talk to me. I care. I do. So, that's all I'll be talking about for this week. It's a short video, and I don't know what I'm going to talk about next week. I'm taking it one day at a time, and I'm still sick, so I haven't planned that far ahead. But I will see you tomorrow if I post my Sweater Friday on time. Hopefully I will. It's Sweater Friday. I'm pretty sure I can sit in front of a camera and talk for a couple minutes. See you then.